My name is Mark and welcome to the 10-Acre Woods. So the pond construction that we've been doing, or we've had somebody come in and do, he took the weekend off, so he's been at it 2 days. And you can start to see things starting to emerge. So the pattern here. Now what he's done is he dug down lower, and then it's a little hard to see, but you can see that fabric there, and underneath that fabric is rock. So there's a river wash rock, and underneath that river wash rock is another layer of fabric. And then he's covered the whole thing in and smoothed it out. So essentially what it is water that I guess comes in from underneath can flow easily underneath the pond. Now what he's going to do once he gets this section over here complete, he is going to then put a liner, and it's a hard polyethylene liner that's going to go on it. So we should see a lot going on this week. And he blew a track on his tractor over there. So I don't think he was planning on working this weekend, probably going out to the cabin. But he blew a track on that, and his mechanic's supposed to come by today and fix that up. So it's mid-afternoon. It is coming up on 3 o'clock. This is the time of day where everybody finds some shade. Looks like the mama goats are in the back. So they're probably grazing. Oh no, there's patches over there. So one mama anyway. So here you can see this track that's come off. So get that fixed up, and tomorrow morning, Monday morning, we will see some more action going on. Kids are just crashed, some of them anyway. Hey, oh, are you tired? Hard day. Barry. So Barry, we had 3 females come in, and you would have seen that last video. And Barry was over at the fence, over by the girls. Actually, he was over in this area here, and he started to make these growling sounds. Tara says, it sounds like Chewbacca from Star Wars.
Yeah. So Holly is your instructor?
What are you doing, Barry? Are you growling at them? Is that a friendly growl? Silly boy. So when I first heard that, I thought, okay, what is he doing? No, he's either growling at them, territorial, or it's a mating call, grunt, growl. So of course what I do, I jumped on to Google and searched it up to find out what is an alpaca mating ritual. And of course a video came up where 2 alpacas were mating, and sure enough, there was that sound, the growling sound. So it looks like our Barry's interested in the girls anyway. Now good news is we've been trying to find somebody to come out and do the shearing right away so that we can get the vet out to check them over. And we don't want it was 2 weeks. We were gonna have to wait 2 weeks. So as it turns out, there's a lady down at 313 Farms down just south of Enola. She's got a bunch of male alpacas, and she has somebody that can come out later this week, I think Wednesday, Thursday. So that's great. So we'll get these girls all fixed up. Now, these girls, there is some question that the one that just stood up, Marlene, might be a Marl. So we're not too sure. We watched them all pee, and the pee seems to have been coming a little forward on the smaller one there. So of course we're not sure. They got lots of wool on there. They need to be sheared. And this one was acting very funny in that video, kind of grunting a little bit, and then just uncomfortable. So that's to come. And here, okay, here's a prime example. So yeah, see, the pee is coming from below, not behind. So we might just have a boy with the two girls. Now, apparently this one is the young one, is 2 years old, and these two are sisters. And I think it's Paula here is the mother, if I recall correctly. And they're about 4 years old. Let's get another shot back here. Yeah, it's we're not 100% confirmed, but it may be a boy. So yes, we're gonna get these girls, these alpacas, fixed up, sheared, vet checked, teeth done, and feet done. And then at that point, we'll be able to confirm what the sex of this one is. So the ponies, the two painted ponies we have down at the barn, we want to bring them up into the front area where we had Manya and her little one, which has found her new home next door, and with Carl and Billy, which must be out, because usually they're in their building there, but I don't see them. So they must be out. And they've got the run of the front. So right from down there across to the front of the property. The front of the property is about 535 feet across. And then they've got a depth of probably about 150 feet in this area over here that extends back a little bit more. Now, so this is my construction here so far of the pony shelter. So this is a design that I kind of like. You can see over here the main barn has that same type of design. We basically started that design when we were building woodsheds. It's just an easy roof to work with. You don't have to do the peak style roof. And in this case, you know, we're able to combine them together like that, but we don't want to push this up against that building because there's going to be snow. So what's going to happen is this is actually going to be a walkway back here. I think we're going to open up the center section of there. Word's still out on that. But Carl has been destroying things on the side here. So we're going to close this section off here, probably with electric wire and electric wire from this post over to here, and then have the spring gate come across. So that's the spring gate there that is electrified. You give him anything like this where he can bash and bang that's not electrified, he'll just bang and bash it. Now, somebody had commented, they said, okay, well, why did you build the design like that? There's some great books out there by some really good authors who have constructed all kinds of different animal buildings. So the reason why I built it this way is this is a 10-foot wide by 10-foot long construction of a building. So we're looking at roughly, it's probably just under 100 square foot inside. Now, our municipality, they have in their paperwork that if it's 100 square foot, what is it? It's 10 square meters. So 10 square meter building. You can build anything underneath that for, well, without a permit. You don't have to get a permit. So of course, getting permits and paying for that and going through all that, we just don't want to deal with that. So 10 square meters, I believe, is roughly around 107 square feet. So a 10 by 10 building, boom, we put it in like that. And we did the same with these buildings over here. I mentioned this in other videos. This building is the female rabbit hutch, and this is the male. And then there's an enclosed section here. So the plans are, this is going to be built here, and then we're going to mirror image this over on this side. So it'll have another one with the roof coming this way. And then we'll be able to cross and bring the peak up and close it in and actually have a door in the center here where you go in and you have 2 separate stalls. Now, since each building is self-sufficient, standing on its own, they're 2 100 square foot structures, and again, don't need a permit. Now, if we were to expand any, it might be a little tough just because the ground rise is here. We could probably do one more, but we can then do this one building and we can do another one here, keeping the same line, and then you'll walk into the building and you'll have 4 100 square foot stalls. So that is why we built the building the way we did. Okay, so last video I announced that we were getting a couple rats in. And honestly, I was trying to sell it to you guys that rats are actually pretty clean and they do make wonderful pets. But reading the comments and getting reactions both on Facebook and on YouTube, there's a lot of people that enjoy rats, so I really didn't have to sell them as being good pets. Now, of course, some of you out there may realize my mother will be one of them. That rats are dirty, and oh my goodness, how can you have them? So they came in, and they came in a just kind of a, wasn't really a great cage. We have a multitude of different cages that we use, and this one seems to work for the time being. We may then construct some kind of outside cage, something a little bit more permanent. But these are 2 girls, and they are about 6 months old. Come here, Summer. So Summer and Sonia. It's not Summer and Sonia, it's Summer and Sofia. It's close, and you know me with names. So this one here, which one? This one here is Summer. She has a little spot. Oh, and Sophia's going in. So they love getting into areas like that, getting into shirts, hanging out. They're cozy. They'll nestle in a pocket, and they obviously have great climbing abilities. Now the tail is something that does freak some people out, but rats are actually very clean. So we had rats at 97, the wedding. Oh wow, we've had rats for, well, not recently, so this is kind of exciting that we're getting these ones in. But we had rats for probably about 10 years back, about 20 years ago. So they came with, and we see the same thing with rabbits, right? Now this looks like some kind of horror movie font. Mouse rat ration coming to a theater near you. So, I don't know. But anyway, they probably paid, I don't know, 20-25 bucks for this bag. What we always used is dog food. So pedigree. So they are, you know, they are rats. They do eat all kinds of different things. Chicken, beef, dog food, you know, all that stuff, grains, which is all in dog food. That's what you can feed them. So we fed them pedigree for years. She seems very comfortable just hanging out right here. So don't get caught up in all that. You have to go buy special food for them. Dog food works great. And always, of course, watch their poops to make sure that they are healthy and they're getting the nutrition that they need. Are you going to go in there too? Something else. Now this works good on, like, for cat litters as well. There's some litter in the bottom here that they had bought, some expensive litter, and it is made up of essentially a wood product, so that when they go to the bathroom, it absorbs it and turns it into pretty much sawdust, and then you scoop it out and you throw it out, and it has a woody smell to it. So you don't get that really bad smell. Now, what you can do is, if you've ever seen wood burning stoves, pellet stoves, you buy a big 20-pound bag of pellet material, and you use that as the shavings, or as their litter. So our cat mix inside, we were using, you know, the clumping litter, and you got to clean it out, and it's horrible. We switched over to this wood burning pellets, and it's made a world of difference. So the smell is no longer there. It's a lot cheaper, and it's a lot easier to clean out the cage. So we're starting to use that. Plus, you know, it's all natural. I don't know what they put in cat litter for clumping, or I'm sure there's no chemicals or anything in it, but there's something in it, and it's just, you don't need it. Okay. Here, should we do a close-up? This is Summer. Oh, Summer. So 6 months. 6 months old and very curious, aren't you? Aren't you? Yes. So I can tell this one's Summer. They're very similar, but this one's got a spot on her bum. So this is Summer. Okay. So let's see if we can get this one back out again. I was doing this earlier, and I don't know if it was the same one. Come here. Ow! The nails. Okay, there we go. So, and of course, this one looks very, very similar. Sofia, and Sofia does not have the little dot on the bum, do you? Yes. Now, somebody commented the peafowl cage. I can't seem to find the comment. I was going to mention who it was, but maybe it was deleted. I don't know. Anyway, there was interest in how we built the cages, I guess both inside and out. So just to kind of run down that, since I'm talking about construction. Oh, look, there's a baby pigeon, a naked baby pigeon. So we built this barn, as I pointed out above, or outside, above, there is a roof, and I've got beams that run the length here, and then cross members. So this was an open area with the exception of some upright beams. So what we did is we just ran a header board up on top here, figured out how wide we wanted to make the corridor, and we just framed it out. We used this stucco wire, which works very well for most animals. Of course, rats would fit through that. And then we just built our own door. So this is our door lock here. Very simple. And put our hinges on. We used a staple gun, a pneumatic staple gun, to attach the wire to the door frame. And really, with a little bit of know-how, it's pretty easy to do. Just to keep it all holding together, we use these brackets here, and over the years they have worked out well. Now, outside, I'll show you outside. I'll just show you the boys here. They always tend to give me attitude when I come out, and you know, because they're doing a little sidestep. It's like, okay, and as soon as you turn your back, they attempt to attack you, but they're just so small, it doesn't work very well, does it? Are you a big guy? It's these two here, Atlas and Apollo. Zeus, he's actually not too bad. Somebody asked if we were adopting out Zeus. Not at the present time. We're gonna see what happens. They're great at our little petting farms, and they're just so darn cute. Here is the outside of the peafowl pen. Now this caging system was actually over in another part on the other side of the house, and we moved it in segments. I said in the reply that it was 24-inch centers uprights, but they're not. They're quite a bit larger. It looks like 4-foot uprights, which we could have done a little bit better construction. Henry, what, are you talking to Prince's girls? What do you guys do? Okay, no, he's just pecking away. The girls are interested. So it's just a framed in section with 2x4s, and that same stucco netting that goes on the outside. Now, up top is netting. This netting, I believe we got secondhand. It was used for batting cages, from what I understand. And then we just took, this is actually an old trampoline leg. So just taking parts and putting them together, and that's just holding up the top. So it's completely screened in. And the reason why these guys are screened in is because the pigeons get picked off by predatory birds. So we have crows and ravens that come through, as well as hawks and eagles. Eagles, not so much, but hawks definitely. And then the peafowl are in here because they tend to go in the back and roost in trees, and on their way back or the way to or fro, they tend to get eaten by predators. So, and of course rabbits. So rabbits, you don't want them breeding, so they have to be caged up, and the girls separated from the boys. So one other thing, while I was going through the comments earlier, I noticed Peaceful. She's been doing lots of comments. Thank you for your comments. The alpacas. So I don't know if I made it clear. You know, she asked if they were mistreated. Well, yeah, they were mistreated. If they haven't been sheared, or their nails haven't been done, if they haven't been taken care of properly, then really that's mistreating. They don't have to be, you know, beaten to be mistreated. But you can see from around Shannon's nose here. I'm not going to get too close because that's going to disturb her, so I'm just going to zoom in. But you can see that marking around the top of her nose and around the side. So she had a harness on, which was obviously too tight. And it dug into and wore away her fur in that area. So were they mistreated? Well, yeah, I would have to say they would have been, just because of the condition that they're in. Well, that's it for this video. Keep those comments coming. I love to see them. I was just checking the comments earlier, and I was like, wow, I got about 25 comments. Wow. But it was all from one, it sounds like a young boy saying, telling me his wishes and his dreams, that he wants a farm, and he's going to have a barn, and in his barn he's going to have pens. He's going to have chickens and ducks, but he's not going to have cows and pigs. So that's exciting to see. You know, it's great to dream. And as Tara's said to many people, this is our dream. This is what she envisioned, and of course I can't complain, really. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below, if I can speak. And if you want to click that thumbs up button, it's much appreciated. Take care, and we'll see you next video. Bye-bye.